On Sunday, Arsenal managed to stop United's Premier League run by beating them 2-0 at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal started in a 5-2-1-2 formation, with Ozil just behind the two strikers. Manchester United started in a 4-4-2 formation, with Pogba and Dalot as the wide midfielders. Let's start with Arsenal's defensive setup. Arsenal strikers would press the central defenders, with the wing-backs pushing up to press the full-backs. Arsenal's midfield was zonal orientated. However, they switched to man orientations when the player in their zone was able to receive the ball. Here, Lacazette and Aubameyang are pressing the central defenders. Maitland-Niles has gone to show. This is a clear example of Arsenal's midfield. Fred is able to receive, so Xhaka steps forward, while Matic isn't, so Ramsey tucks inside. And here you can see it all together. Strikers press the central defenders, two midfielders are man orientated while Ramsey tucks inside. Kolasinac is ready to go to press the fullback. Arsenal did encounter two problems with this setup. The first one was that once the initial press was broken, the wing-backs would fall back. Aubameyang and Lacazette were then tasked with tracking back the full-backs, but they were often too far away, which allowed the United full-backs to move forward and look to combine with one of the strikers. Here Maitland-Niles has fallen back and now Lacazette is tasked with tracking back Shaw. There's a lot of space for Shaw on the side of the pitch. He looks to combine with Pogba, who is in a striker position, which then leads to this chance for Lukaku. In another example, here there's a lot of space for Young on the side. Again, he plays it to one of the strikers, who then looks to switch it to the other side. And in this final example, Shaw was just able to move up and plays it to Rashford, who lays it off to Pogba, which eventually leads to another chance for Lukaku. The second problem occurred when the midfielders pressed the United fullbacks. As the Arsenal midfielders tucked inside, United were able to reach the far half space through the combination with the strikers. Lukaku was especially quite efficient with this. So in an example for this, Shaw has space to move up. Ramsey presses Shaw and Xhaka moves inside. This allows Shaw to play it to Lukaku, who switches the play to Fred in the far half space. Ozil is pressing Young, whereas Ramsey and Xhaka are zonally orientated, so they move inside. However, this allows United to find Pogba in the far half space, this time without the striker combination. Before we continue, I'd like to ask you guys to check out my Patreon page. YouTube removed me from the partner program some months ago, so I could really use your support. In return, you'll be able to vote for which match you think should be analysed each week. Any support would be massively appreciated. United defended in a zonal 4-4-2 shape, with the striker trying to take out the passing lane to Arsenal's midfielders. On the right, Lukaku would press Monreal, with Dalot going to Kolasinac. On the left, it was Pogba who would press Socrates, with Shaw moving up to press Maitland-Niles. As you can see, Rashford and Lukaku look to take out the passing lanes to Ramsey and Xhaka. On the right, Lukaku presses Monreal, Dalot drops with Kolasinac, with Pogba pressing Socrates on the other side. Similar to Arsenal, United also encountered two problems with the setup. The first one occurred when Pogba started to press Socrates, as the distance to Maitland-Niles was often too big for Shaw to cover. Here, Pogba is pressing Socrates. Shaw isn't able to cover the distance to Maitland-Niles. Maitland-Niles is then able to receive, and Shaw is too far away. When this happened, the Arsenal strikers would usually look to make runs into the corner to receive. And here's another example of Aubameyang making a run into the corner. United's second problem was that Arsenal had a natural 3 versus 2 in the midfield. Ozil would often take up clever positions in order to get free between the lines. And here's Ozil again taking up a clever position which allows him to get between the lines. Here he moves to the side, which allows him again to get free. Because of these two problems, Solskjaer decided to switch to a 5-3-2 after about half an hour. And you can see this 5-3-2 shape here, with Young as the third centre-back. This change fixed both of United's problems, as they now had a 3 versus 3 in midfield, and Shaw was naturally in a higher position. This made it easier for Shaw to press Maitland-Niles. And you can see here United now have a 3 vs 3 in midfield. In the second half, United mainly found space just outside the penalty box. With Xhaka and Ramsey moving to the side of the ball and Ozil staying forward, United had a free midfield at times. Rashford drops back, which allows Fred to get free. Ramsey and Xhaka move to the side of the ball, which again allows Fred to get free. After Arsenal scored their second goal from a penalty, United switched to a 4-3-3, with Martial on the left. In order to counter this, Arsenal went to a 5-4-1. So all in all, this was a very entertaining game, with the only downside being that neither of the goals had much to do with the overall tactics. With that being said, with Tottenham and Chelsea both dropping points at the weekend, the battle for top 4 just got a lot more exciting. Anyway, that's all for today. If you made it to the end of the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Links to Patreon, Instagram and Twitter are all in the description. Thanks a lot for watching, and again, we'll see you next time.